let's talk about just like, oh, let me fuck you under the shower. You're not going to get pregnant and all that.
You see, the thing is, when the man ejaculates, it's sort of like a pushy inside. So once it gets there, they start swimming. They're not coming. They are going forward ever. So
backwards never.
Never. So they just, start swimming. The survival of the fittest, they're all going to get to that place. So it's obviously some will come out. The weak ones, will try coming out, but the strong ones will not come.
So tell this man that if you fuck in the shower,
the swimming pool, the jacuzzi, whatever position you think you're stopping or preventing pregnancy, it doesn't work. Once the sperms enter, the sperms are correct, the lady is ovulating, she'll get pregnant. Yeah, the best thing is condom. That's the best.
Okay.
Yeah. So the guys who have rejected pregnancies because you did withdrawal, please go and do DNA test. The baby is yours. It's yours.
Period.
It's yours.
Sex. People take this men especially take this sex to boost their sexual drives. Does it really help? What are the long-term effects of all this?
When you take them, it will work for you that moment. Okay, you feel like you're a champion, you were a man, you've done what nobody could do. But then at the end of the day, it can have permanent or lasting effects on you. It will get to a point, then you can't even get erect again. Okay, you see, most of these erectile these drugs was initially made for men who are in their 50s, 60s, 70s. That time, they become naturally, a bit weak. Yes. So they need some booster, something to boost them up. But now, young guys, 19 years, 25, 30 years, you are taking these drugs. Already you have the energy. So you're sort of like, some of these drugs actually end up pushing more blood. You see, there's the blood that makes the penis hard. Okay. So you end up pushing more blood to the penis, making it so engorged. It gets to a point, your penis cannot work again. You get to your early 40s, and you can't even get an erection. Your wife or your girlfriend will play with your penis, put it in her mouth, do all the magic she knows. And sorry. If you're lucky and then maybe a bit sorry, but some of these drugs that you take, it can even affect your sperm production as well. Okay, so if you're taking these drugs, it can end up, for a short period, it may, and sometimes permanently can affect your sperm production. Then you get to a point you can't impregnate a woman, and then you don't know what the problem is. It's when you were in your 19 and 20s and you're taking all sorts of things just to show that you were a man. And then the day you get to a time, and you don't become a man again. So now you enjoy it, but after some time, if you die these drugs, you can't even perform. You become reliant on these drugs.
So if you can't perform well, if you want to go for 30 minutes to an hour or even 20 minutes, are there some natural ways or natural exercise as a man you can do that, or things that you can do that will make you last a bit longer in bed?
Well, naturally, they usually say that there's certain fruits that you can take. They usually talk about banana.
Okay.
A man actually, one of my YouTube videos, I spoke with a man and he said there was this tete kwedu. He said it was that short type.
Small one.
Yes, the natural one. He says when you take those ones, it makes you last long in bed.
Just banana?
Just the banana. And one thing I've also heard from guys, sometimes it's about, is it their mind or something, how they psych their mind. Like they psych their mind to last and then they last.
It works for them?
Some of them, it works for them. One guy also told me, say, if the pussy is so sweet, and she be
naturally.
That's what some of them say. Such as say, no more.
Does it even matter if you last longer or shorter?
Some man, me hydrate. And he lasted only 1 minute. Well, look at this. Is it Ghana and which is it South Korea? That 10 minutes or something. It was the worst 10 minutes ever. So in Bani hydrate, and he did only 1 minute. He did only 2 minutes. So the man also is trying to impress you. Say me, I can go 30 minutes. So he has to do things to impress you. But you, the woman, you can even come within 1 minute. So what's your problem?
Maybe, but it takes, sometimes in women, it takes longer for them to come.
No, you see, most women, about 50 to 75% of women can only have an orgasm when their clitoris is played with. The motor friend is a treba. It's only that one that can make them orgasm. The penetration will not do anything. So if you feel you were a man, you have a big penis, you are doing pine 30 minutes, the lady will not come. And sometimes they end up faking. That, oh yeah, I had a good time, so just play with the clitoris, probably just with your tongue, with your fingers. Maybe even some of them, they even use their penis to like, they brush clitoris.
Every man on
then they need to really say, I can baby, So you see, the most of them is the clitoris that you have to concentrate on.
Okay.
And one thing I've realized that Ghana here, you could do them, we don't explore. The only thing we know is kissing, touching the breast, and then we put the penis inside. We are done.
Done.
Some ladies and where their feelings they be on more than suffering it think like say could I be kind secret in actually.
Show them some secrets. What should they do?
Explore. Just say what they want decide say today we want to explore the body. Yeah, do just say yeah be
You're just gonna do all that do.
No take a man in a switch. They are funny. Hey. They are be on a motor for some baby sad. Some women just they are tired they just be playing with them and hey they will say things for you. Okay, and then the guys will be on new phone and porno. Just touch it small and then just explore the body. Sometimes the place that you thought there is no feelings, I want to feel is nigga. It's not always the penetration, pine. Most ladies don't come. They don't have any orgasm with the penetration, but they can't complain. They will just collect it quietly, but deep down they are not satisfied.
Talking of exploring, I heard this thing. What's the name for it? It's called, is it called sliming? Something like that. It has to do with a female using her tongue to lick the guy's ass.
Wow. Is it like the guy's feelings is in the ass? Or?
It all has to do with exploring the body. You just spoke about exploring the body.
I said explore, but don't go and carry infections. That's the ass is full of bacteria, okay? You're going to like lick that place up.
But the men are doing this thing to ladies all the time, so why not the other way around?
Well, licking my pussy, not my
No, but haven't you heard of eating ass? Licking ass?
I've heard of it. Okay, but what I'm saying is that it's not so hygienic. No matter how much you wipe your ass, there's something small.
But so if it's not hygienic, but then the man is licking her pussy all the time, taking it down to her butthole, is that hygienic?
If you are licking if it's your girlfriend, your wife, you know her pussy. The place is clean. She's been cleaning it for you.
His ass is clean.
Ass. I don't want to mention what counts from the ass. You know what counts from the ass, right?
Yeah, so it's not.
And then probably maybe you have to use some scrubbing brush to scrub the place before we start the action. Other than that, I'm not going to lick your ass.
Okay.
I would do BJ for you, but
it's extreme?
It's a no for me. What may be extreme for me may be something small for you.
Okay.
All our advice is if you want to lick your partner's ass, then make sure the place is very clean. Because my nose, I can't, like the smell will not even make me enjoy licking your ass.
You just mentioned, sucking dick. I'm not interested in that. Is there a correct way to do like suck the dick? Is there?
Okay, when it comes to blowjob, I don't know much about it.
Why don't you give blowjobs?
Me personally.
Hey.
No.
Yes, personally.
I have to remember if I have. Probably I have.
Are you lying to my viewers right now?
I'm not lying. I said probably I've had it.
So when you were doing it, how did you do it? I want you to personalize this.
How did I do it?
Is there a best way to?
I'm not good at it. Let me put it that way.
But is there a best way to give blowjobs?
Because I'm not very good at it, it's very difficult for me to teach them how to do. But from what I've heard or what I've learned, there are ways to do it. That some men actually say they prefer the blowjob to the real thing. Some men also say no matter the hours that you give them the blowjob, they can't ejaculate or they can't like come. They need the penetration itself to come. But I hear that some women, they are good at it. They are good with their hands, their mouth. They are good with both of them.
Yes, the hands is called a hand job.
Okay, the hand job.
And the mouth is called a blowjob.
Okay. You see me, I told them I'm not good at that.
You're not good at it, so I want to, there's one called gagging where they get to fuck your throat. I wanted to ask you, is that even, is it, when it comes to health-wise, fucking your throat, is it?
The penis is able to enter the throat.
Hey, sister.
Hey, wow.
Like.
Okay, health-wise,
like holding yanking the hair and fucking the throat.
I don't believe there's going to be any health complication or implication to that. Is she going to swallow the semen and all that?
Of course, people swallow semen. Is there anything wrong? Is health-wise?
Health-wise, oral sex per se, a lot of people think that when you have oral sex, you can get maybe some STIs. It doesn't really work like that unless probably the lady has some cuts in her mouth and the guy has an infection. So if the guy has an infection, the lady has a cut in her mouth, then when the guy comes, like the semen the cut will make it possible for her to get the infection. But if there's no cut in the woman's mouth, if the guy is also, infection free, he can pour it in the mouth as long as she can swallow it. I know it's nauseating, so I don't know how they're able to.
So if I swallow a semen, will I get pregnant?
No, you can't get pregnant.
Okay.
You can't get pregnant. So you can take all in. Take all.
Okay, you can take all in.
I'm saying you can take all in.
Still on sex. Contraceptives. Let's talk contraceptives.
Okay.
The long-term effects. Is it always necessary for you to pop a pill the morning after?
No.
What can I do? I want to know all that.
Okay, so emergency contraceptive pills, you see the word, it started with emergency.
Yes.
So maybe rape is an emergency.
Okay.
So that one, mostly when you get to the hospital, they give you the contraceptive pill.
Okay.
And then probably you were using a condom. Then along the line, maybe sort of a bust. But enjoyment, you guys didn't see anything. So it's when he pulled that, I realized that it's a baby. You can take the pill. Other than that, it's emergency. It's for emergency cases. I've heard doctors say that you can take it at most twice in a year.
In a year?
Yes, twice. But I know people take it like 3 times a day.
In a year? Ladies, did you hear
like
that?
Twice in a year. Okay, twice in a year. The reason being that, okay, you see these emergency pills, is like the chemicals or the artificial hormones, okay, is packed, is plenty in these pills to help stop ovulation. Okay. Okay, the pills purposely stops ovulation. Okay. Ovulation is releasing an egg. Okay, so it stops you from releasing an egg so that the sperm will not go and meet any, egg to get pregnant and stuff like that. So these chemicals or these hormones, when you take them too much, it becomes too much in your system. Okay. It ends up giving you this irregular menstrual cycle. Yes. Now you don't even know when you're menstruating. It comes different days, different times. So you really can't use this calculate anything again. Okay. Sometimes then it comes like 2 days and then it stops. It just, changes the whole cycle, like your whole menstrual cycle. It messes with everything.
So what are the long-term effects?
It doesn't, so far, the little research I did, they didn't really specify very long-term effect, like maybe infertility and stuff like that. But then some doctors or some scientists and researchers believe that some long-term effects can be cancer. But it's still a research that is still ongoing. So I really can't, give point it like that. But it's a research ongoing that's one of the long-term effects. Okay, but you see, if you are taking it and it's messing with your whole menstrual cycle, and you don't even know when you're menstruating and stuff like that, you want to get pregnant, and you don't even know when to get pregnant, because you don't even know when you're ovulating and stuff like that. So if you feel like you want to go raw, just do like any of this, family planning methods.
Okay, I have sex today. Okay. I love sex. If I love sex, I keep having sex. I don't want to get pregnant. I don't want to be on
family planning method.
The morning after I have unprotected sex, is there anything I can do that I wouldn't get pregnant?
Wait, you don't want to use the emergency tool?
No.
You don't want to use the emergency? You don't want the normal family planning method?
Yes, what can I do?
Anything, but you collected it raw.
Yes. Is there something you can do right after the sex? Because I hear people run to the bathhouse.
Yes, I've heard that before. I've heard some of my colleagues say that when after the sex, when they can squat and like they sort of contract. I mean, like they sort of push
the sperm,
and then the sperms come out. One lady says it works for her. She did that and she never got pregnant. Okay, but it's not 100%. It's not a method you should rely on. Because some sperms are stubborn. So
there's nothing one can do?
No, once the sperms enter there like that, there's nothing you can do like naturally to bring them out. It enters and they start swimming inside, trying to get to where the egg is. So you really can't do anything naturally, to bring it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Earlier on, you mentioned sex toys. So let's talk sex toys.
Okay. Do you want to know about sex toys?
Does it have an effect when a woman we keep using sex toys? Sex toys is a wide range. You have the anal plugs, you have the vibrators, you have the clit stimulators. So let's talk in general, like sex toys. Does it have an effect on the vagina?
The effect on the vagina would be you can get infections. Because sometimes after using a sex toy, you don't really clean it very well. After you are done, you just put it in your closet and then the next day you just go for it again. probably maybe you had some bacteria or infection down there, and then you don't really take very good care of it. So you're just introducing infections to yourself. So infection-wise, if you don't clean it very well, then you can have an infection out of it. Other than that, one of the effects of using these sex toys is it gets to a point and no man can satisfy you again. Because what the sex toy can do, no man can do. Because I've heard some of these sex toys, like there is like, you can press 1 or 2, like, you know, increase the strength or something. So it gets to a point, a man performance and a machine performance, you know, it's not the same thing. So it gets to a point, you rely on the sex toy. I've heard guys say that even after satisfying their woman, the woman will still go to the washroom to use the sex toy. Because now she only gets satisfaction from the sex toy. So that is like one of the major effects of it. It gets to a point you can't get natural you can't get satisfaction from the natural way or through a man. You have to use a sex toy to get it. And if your man finds out that you're always using a sex toy, he's going to feel like he's not doing anything.
A good job.
So medically, you can get an infection if you don't keep it well. But then aside that, you become reliant on it.
Have you personally used one before?
No, but I'm curious. I want to use one.
What are you curious about?
I want to know how it feels like, so I can teach people. See, when
just how it feels like?
Yeah, you see, when you teach someone, you know it. You can say like, oh yeah, it does this. So I want to know about it, so I can teach one.
Is it one I've purchased one?
I mean, I've not even bought one. I don't even know where to get one.
You don't know?
Maybe one day.
So should I tell my viewers to contact you? Does it sell sex toys?
They should wait. Let me do susu for that.
I want to contact my viewers and tell them that you want sex toys. So if any of them,
experimental reasons.
Yeah, so she wants to buy a sex toy.
For research.
So you want the dildos,
I can get all the varieties. You know, when I do this one, then I write my findings down.
Hey, sister.
Some come in bank, so when you say, but see, so it's good to research.
Is it for research purposes or for your coming purposes?
Oh, research, purely research. I prefer the natural way.
Okay, no comment on that. You know, I went to the first page and they're talking about sperm when men come, how some are too smelly, some are. I saw all that. Teachers, you were talking about foods they could eat that their sperm will smell good, how wet the lady can be, things the lady can do to get. Teach us the way, madam. Show us the way. Some of you ask what the men should be eating to get so they are sperm. Some men's sperm are so stinky.
And sperm is also supposed to smell nice. It's supposed to have that nauseating smell. It's natural.
But the one that could make you gag, want to throw out?
That's how the sperm is supposed to smell.
But you're showing them how to foods to eat to improve that.
No, I didn't talk about foods to make the sperm smell nice.
Okay.
I was talking about like, you know, fruits. You guys should eat more fruits, more vegetables.
And what does it do?
It helps you get that stamina. Like, you know, if you want that stamina to be able to last long, just eat this fruit. This banana, it does wonders. Just eat banana. Just eat this fruit and veg. Stop this alcohol. Some men feel they take alcohol so that they can, you know, I don't know why they think it does something. It doesn't do anything.
It doesn't make them last any longer or anything?
It doesn't make a man, okay, in my experience, alcohol doesn't make a man last long. It just makes you smell bad. You be bumping and then you have all these offensive from your mouth. There's nothing nice about it. Okay, so as a man, if you one thing I want to talk about here is that most men feel that once they can ejaculate, once they have sex and like they come, they can impregnate a woman. But that is so wrong. That is not true. That's why a lot of in Ghana here, when a woman can and when the couples can give birth, we blame the woman.
The woman.
Because the man feels so I can perform, I get hard. I'm able to fuck you, I'm able to release in you, so me, I'm okay, the problem is from you. But no, that's not true. It's the fluid that comes out from the man's penis. We call it the semen. So this semen contains the sperm that can impregnate a woman. So the fact that you've ejaculated, the fact that you saw fluid come doesn't mean that there is sperm in that fluid. Or it could mean that there are sperm, but it's not enough. You need a quantity of sperm to be able to impregnate a woman. So if you are not, as a couple, if you can't get pregnant, go to the hospital together. Let's see who has the problem. So childbirth and fertility we shouldn't be associating it to the woman alone. No. In fact, researchers these days has found out that fertility in men is declining. Like as the years goes by, men are having a lot of fertility issues. So now if the couples are not giving birth, 50-50 can be the man, can be the woman. So now it's been there for years. It's never the woman. It's never the woman's problem to get pregnant. It's our problem.
On this fertility issue, clear this myth for us that men who masturbate frequently can't impregnate their women. Is it true that if you masturbate too much as a man, you wouldn't be able to impregnate your partner?
Well, what I know is if you're masturbating, but then if you are still being, even some doctors actually even tell some men to masturbate, you know, to prevent, is this prostate cancer? They say a man is supposed to ejaculate like 20 times or something in a month. So sometimes some of them end up, you know, masturbating so that they can ejaculate and all that. So doing a lot of ejaculation, I believe, cannot affect you, like your fertility.
So masturbation doesn't have any effect or long-term effect on a man?
One effect I know about is most men, because of a lot of this masturbation, now they don't find any satisfaction in women again.
Okay.
When they fuck a woman, they don't get any satisfaction. Yeah. But I did some little research, and the little I found, men don't really get any side effect from masturbation. But you see, too much of everything is bad. So we just have to cut on some of these things.
Talking of fertility in men, is there an age at which men are most fertile?
You see, one thing about men is one lucky thing about men. Let me put it that way. You see, men, they are sperms. They produce it, you know, like throughout their life. They're always producing sperms. Unlike women, we are born with the number of eggs that we need for the rest of our lives. So if at a point it gets finished, it's finished. But with the men, they are always producing it. It takes about like 70 days for them to produce sperms, or for the sperms to reach maturity. So throughout your life, you're always producing sperms. Okay, but as you age, the quality of the sperm sort of reduces. So you know, they say that even if a man is in his 90s, right, he can impregnate a woman. It's true, but then at that age, you should know that your sperms may not be of top-notch quality. So you may end up impregnating a woman, but the baby may have some, you know, problems and stuff like that. So a man can produce sperms throughout his life.
Can we say a man's lifestyle, okay, can affect his fertility rate?
Yes, it can. Alcohol is number one.
Okay.
Smoking is number one.
Okay.
Sometimes where you work, okay, especially those who work at this chemical, like they work with chemicals, these pesticides, herbicides, you know, those who work at places where they work with radiations, it has a long-term effect on your, you know, testes, your testicles and all that. So if your testes are affected, then you can't produce, you know, the sperms. And if it affects your hormone, the male hormone called the testosterone. So if it affects it, it can affect your, you know, the sperm production as well. When you're taking alcohol, obesity, when you're too fat, sometimes your testosterone level sort of drops. And when it drops, it makes, you know, sperm production a bit difficult. So when it comes to men fertility, most of the time, some of them, they don't even need any drug. They just have to change certain lifestyles, and then they are good to go. Okay. Yeah, so lifestyle is a very big, it plays a big role.
If a couple is trying to give birth, okay, are there peculiar sex styles that they need to do in order to get pregnant?
No, you don't need, there's no particular sex style that can make you get pregnant. The most important thing is the sperms are entering.
But here, when you want to give birth, missionary.
No, you see, when you even do doggy, the sperm is still entering. Okay. So any position at all that the penis is inside the vagina, he's, you know, ejaculating into your vagina, and you can get pregnant. If the pregnancy is not coming, then means there's a problem somewhere. It's not a sex position that can actually, you know, cause you to not get pregnant.
But can a sex position make a pregnant woman lose the baby?
No. A sex position can make a woman lose her baby.
Okay, but what can?
There are lots of ways a woman can lose a pregnancy.
During sex?
During sex,
Let's keep it to sex.
Then it's not the sex per se that caused the problem. You see, some women, their cervix, it's a bit weak. So anything stressful, any pressure, so she can just lift a bucket and she can still lose the pregnancy. She can just do something a bit, you know, stressful, she'll lose it. So if the sex is going on and, you know, the penis is hitting the cervix, like, you know, he's hitting inside like that, it can cause the cervix to sort of open up. So any woman who has ever had that problem of, you know, getting pregnant and losing it in the early stages, or she's pregnant and she's bleeding, we usually advise the man and woman to abstain from sex for roughly 3 to 6 months, so that the pregnancy can stay, or like they don't have that risk again. They can continue with it. So sex per se can cause it will cause it if there's a problem already, and so it's just like a contributing factor to it.
Okay, so I want to take your personal opinions on some things. The quest for anal sex is high lately. Men want to go both ways with their women. What do you think about it?
Okay, one of the problems with having anal sex, okay, you see, when you talk about anal sphincter, like the hole there, okay, it doesn't have that elastic property as our vagina. Okay, so the more you are having sex through the anus, like it gets to a point, the little elastic there sort of, it loses that elastic small part of it, and then it becomes a bit loose. So you may end up with this fecal incontinence. See, that's one problem. Aside that, when you keep having anal sex, you see some of them, they go two ways, like or faha no faha. If you're having sex with the anus and you just remove it and then you put it in the vagina, whatever infection that is down back there, you're introducing all in front there. So it's advisable if you want to do the anal and you're using condom, when you do the anal and you come to the vagina, you have to remove the condom, use a different one.
Okay.
So infections, and it gets to a point you lose that tightness that you find at the inner side. It also goes away, and it can have lots of problems for you. So I wouldn't advise any lady, but I hear some ladies enjoy it. But it shouldn't be something you do it often.
Have you tried it?
I don't want to try it.
Why? Are you not curious?
No, that curiosity didn't reach that part. That one did. I doubt I would want to.
What about the finger there? Have you tried that one?
Finger what?
In your ass.
When it comes to my ass, I haven't done anything crazy there.
Why?
Well, maybe I'm not that crazy yet. Maybe I'll try the hand, the finger.
You try the finger?
It's a finger. I'll wash the finger then. Yeah.
But are there any ways that a man can make it easier when doing anal on a woman?
And I think lubrication. You have to lubricate. Use this, lubricant to make the penis, white. Let me put that way, so that slipping it inside may be easy for the guy, for the lady. But the fact that you use lubricant doesn't mean that it will not have an effect on the anal sphincter, because some penis, they are big. So as it's doing pam every day like that, it gets to a point it will loosen up.
I'd love you to try, and next time that we are on this, you share your personal experience.
I'd rather get experience from other people, and then I'll bring it. I'll ask other people.
About their anal plugs as well. They are anal plugs. Since you want to experiment sex toys, we could probably try the anal plug as well.
That place, I don't want to go there.
But you want to experiment and be able to teach us.
Experiment with this one. They try the normal experience. I'm not saying those who do anal is not normal, but I don't want to go there. Okay, I don't want to start wearing Pampers. It's too early for that. So there are anals there. I don't want to go there.
But another topic I would want you to touch on. I want a very personal opinion on this. Don't go medical terms with me. Threesomes.
What do you want to know?
Both MFM and FMF.
Okay.
Both ways. Sorry, my viewers. MFM means two males and one female, and the other means two females and one male. So I want to know your personal opinions. Is there something you're curious about doing? Have you tried? Would you want to try?
Try it. Okay, it's not a fantasy. I don't have that fantasy. I know it's something that is mostly related to guys. About 5 guys and when I take 5 guys, about 3 of them, when I ask them, what's your crazy fantasy or something, they all say, I want to try threesome. That's all they all say. I don't know why. But usually ladies, maybe they want to, but they don't say it. But you? Personally, I haven't tried it, and I don't think I want to try it. I mean, both of us, I'll feel shy. That's the thing.
What about these 2 guys on you? I mean,
hey! That one, so like one would be like penetrating, and
just
one would
imagine.
be like.
I don't want to say, just imagine 2 guys. What's in your mind right now?
I mean, you get double enjoyment of everything, right?
Yes.
Hey, but that one, me personally, I'm sitting here, currently, I don't want to try it. But maybe one day I may be curious. Okay. I love being curious, but 2 guys.
What has your curiosity led you to do before?
When it comes to sex?
Yes.
Nothing. No. I mean, everything. The normal one. Penetration, I've done that one. I've done the kissing. I've done, apart from the anal side.
So you spoke about...
So having sex in the car. That was the only thing I was curious about. In a public place. To see if the car will, like, jump in and stuff like that. That was the only thing.
Did you enjoy it?
You said?
Did you enjoy it?
You know, that fear is a thrilling something.
Yeah, the thrill is the whole thing that has to do with it. So you enjoyed it?
People watching you, that kind of thing. You came out of the car and you're like, the people sitting there, like, hey, did they see anything? That kind of thing. It was interesting. Yeah.
You spoke about fantasies earlier. Do you have any sexual fantasies?
No.
No, but you mentioned it. Okay, so what's your sexual fantasy? You don't have one?
No, currently I just like the normal sex thing now.
So you everything currently?
Okay, but I would like to try having sex in a public place. Not in a car. Like maybe a stadium, okay, or maybe a pub, like where a lot of people are, and then probably sitting on the guy, but nobody, like people are sitting there all right, but nobody. I want to try that one to see if I'll get caught.
That's...
So maybe that's what I want to try one day.
Okay, I love to have this conversation with you. I love that you come to our show. Talk about your blog, your YouTube, your Instagram and all that. Tell my viewers about it.
Okay, so I started this YouTube blog and Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So I started about 2 months ago, and I talk about sex, but mostly related to health, okay? Things that you do sexually and the impact it has on your health, either positive or negative. Talk about sex position, anything that has to do with sex. But as I said, it's going to be more of sex and health, you know, together. And then anything that has to do with women's health, also I talk about it.
Mention your blog for them.
Yeah, so on YouTube it's Ekwe Duba. On Facebook it's Ekwe Duba. Instagram, TikTok, everywhere is Ekwe Duba.
Can you spell the Ekwe Duba?
Okay, so A-K-U-A, and then the Eduba is A-D-U-B-A. Eduba. Capital letters, they're all capital letters.
How is it going, your blog?
Okay, so on YouTube, like it's still young, it's still small, so I'm not really like, I don't have a lot of subscribers. So please subscribe. It's because I have very little subscribers. I believe with time I'll grow, with time people get to know about it. So it's steady, it's growing little by little, but I'm hoping.
How are you coping with the pressure? The men.
I'm surprised because you go on my Facebook Messenger and then like, hello, how are you? Are you married? Are you single? Come and visit me.
They want to knock.
I don't know, because a friend told me, say, if I was say you, because of the things you're talking about, what say? So I'm like, what's bad about the things I'm talking about? So probably most of these guys think that because I talk about these things, it means must say, or I don't know.
So that's how it's affecting you?
Well, so far nobody has actually put it in my face like that, say I want to sleep with you. Nobody has said that, but these days I ignore some of the messages when I realize that it's going in a different direction. Yeah. Other than that, you know, if you have any problem, okay, if you have a problem sexually or, you know, anything has to do with women's health, or even you as a guy, you can tell me about it, okay? But don't start asking me, are you married? When was the last time you had sex? I mean, I don't see.
They want to know all that?
Yeah, someone told me, said that the clitoris video I did, I should have, you know, used a real clitoris, probably my own, to make it more understanding. I just didn't reply to the person. Like, I was like, wow.
They want to see your coochie.
I posted something like, a happy vagina is a healthy vagina. And somebody was like, oh, now I want to make your vagina happy. I was like, hey. Yeah,
Did you ask how he intends doing that?
I didn't continue with the conversation. Yeah, so.
Okay, I loved chatting with you. Yeah. I'm so happy you came.
And I'm also glad that you guys invited me. I'm so honored because when I got the message, I was like, is it real? Like, yeah,
it is real.
I was really happy and I'm really grateful too. I'm really grateful for this opportunity.
I'm glad you came all the way to have this chat with me.
It was so much.
Hello, so thank you guys for watching me and Ikea on The Naked Truth. Don't forget to subscribe to SVTV Africa. And shout out to my boss, DJ Nyame, and my production team, Tina and Sharon. I hope to see you again. More to come your way. If you enjoyed this, expect more crazy fun. Everything you need to know or you want to know will be answered on this show. I hope to see you again. Bye.